And well, that was something.
That was something.
Anyways,
Tip your waitress, try the veal. That was something.
that was that's a tough one to swallow, but you know what? They played well enough to win, as Johnny Mac was saying in the group chat. And they showed fight. I mean,
good for Matthews putting the puck in. Goal scorers, goals, scoring in the right area. Could have had Nylander could have had that one there at the end.
Marner put one off the post.
Marner was close. I know.
So
yeah, the shots weren't indicative of the play.
No,
I mean, Toronto was a better team out there tonight. And Tampa, credit to them, right? They,
championship teams.
Hedman was key, and we know he's hurt, and he was key. And then their best player, Vasilevsky, was their best player for the first time in the series, right?
Yeah.
Boys, here's the real question, and I don't want to be the guy that says it. At what point in time? Well, no, I don't. I'd way rather win this game, Johnny, than bring it up. I would. I'd way rather win this game than bring this up. 0-10 under Sheldon Keefe. At what point now do we continue to look at? Like, is it in their heads?
I'm sure. Yes, it's in there. I think it's in their heads.
I think it is too. And so, I'll be honest. This is a raw reaction.
Okay, I think it's in their heads. I don't think it's gonna change the way they play, though. I don't think this game was indicative of having something in their head. And
no, I don't either. But do you reasonably think we win Game 6?
Honestly, after watching the last 15 minutes of that game, yeah.
You do? Okay. All right.
I do.
Johnny?
I was worried. Well,
statistics, the momentum's a big thing, and it's a real thing. And Tampa got it back, right? Toronto had them, crushed coming home here. And, but I agree with Brent. They played more than well enough to win. I think they were the better team. I think the shots.
And that's Tampa's best.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's the best they're going to play all series. That's the best game they played all series. I think that's all they have.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 goals. Aston Reese gets caught looking at the puck on that one.
Terrible goal in the third.
And then the other one that the goalie should have had, right?
Aston Reese
had 6 or 8 quality chances that any could have gone in. So
Aston Reese has to take Paul there. He has to.
Well, yeah, you guys got to either tie up his stick or get between him and the puck.
It was still a terrible goal. It wasn't like he sniped one past him. It rolled underneath the arm.
Well, and Sammy, do you want to talk about angles?
Yeah,
he was halfway to the corner when that one.
Vasilevsky.
I don't want to say that I brought it up the period before, but
that's true. Yeah, no, he was swimming.
And so all I'm saying, guys, is I'll be very honest. And I said this in the first period. I have a legitimate fear here that we have woken a sleeping dragon in the net for Tampa Bay, because the Vasilevsky that we saw tonight was the Vasilevsky we've expected to see through the first 4 games of this series.
The Vasilevsky tonight was better than the Vasilevsky.
That's what I'm saying. He was all world goaltender tonight.
I agree with you. I'm just saying that's the best game. That may be the best playoff game I've ever seen Vasilevsky play. He was on top of his game tonight. Period.
I'm not saying he wasn't on top of it, but here's a guys, this kills me to say this, but would you be surprised if in the next 2 games you saw that Vasilevsky or you saw Samsonov outplay a version of Vasilevsky? That's my question.
I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I don't think it matters. I still don't think it matters. I still think that Toronto has enough offense, and if they roll for an entire game, this series is over. It's going to be it's not going to matter. It's not going to come down to goaltending. It's going to come down to what team plays a full 60 minutes in one of the next 2 games. Because Tampa played 60 minutes tonight. Toronto played about 45.
So just to be clear, in 5 Maple Leafs playoff games, how many 60-minute games have we played? One.
I personally don't like the term 60 minutes because there's so many ebbs and flows.
Well, no, I agree. Like you can make mistakes in a 60-minute period. It's just when you're flat for 40 minutes of the game. And
I think the key is you can.
Let's not call it 60 minutes, Johnny. Let's call it 48. Let's give you a period.
No, but my point on it is you could be awful. Like game 2, Toronto wasn't very good, and for most of it. Or was it game 2 or no 3?
No,
3.
Game 2 we were great.
Yeah, 3. 3 they weren't very good, and they came out right. So when you talk about you gotta make the save at the right time, and you gotta get a goal at the right time, right? And
but if
got
Toronto
a goal at the right time, that Matthews goal should have tied it up. Let's face it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Tying goal. We're probably in overtime right now, and it's a coin.
Anything happens.
Yeah. So so they get the goal at the right time. They didn't get the save at the right time tonight. It's unfortunate. They didn't get the deep play.
It was a Freddie Anderson special tonight.
I can't say enough about Hedman. I mean, the plays that he made in the third period, I don't think he was off the ice. Every time I looked, 77 was out there. I'd like to see, I bet you he played 12 minutes of the third.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And he's hurt. So,
And so can we go back though, John? Can we go back? Because we brought this up in the first period, right? You brought it up specifically. You said you've got to hammer every single time he's on the ice. You got to finish a check against Hedman. I did not. After you brought that up, I specifically paid attention to Hedman on the ice, and I did not see us making a concerted effort.
You know what I had a big problem with that? Aston Reese flew right by him twice.
Yeah.
It
was the one, but you're not giving Hedman enough credit. And I said this earlier.
He's good at avoiding.
He's very evasive, and he makes real quick decisions, and he moves the puck out. He gets that first pass as good as anybody in the National Hockey League. And guess what? Once he makes that pass as quickly as he does, you can't hit him. Right? There's times where if you hit him, it's a late call. And he doesn't hold the puck long enough.
He was good at that in the third period. He did not.
Yeah. And they got him a couple times, but you're right, John. They should have. I mean, I would have had them on him a little bit more.
So I go back
on the forecheck. We had the puck though.
So Johnny, I listen. I go back to remember you when I brought that up in the first. Listen, I respect and appreciate what you're saying, but I said to you, I'm not sure that message is going to come out to the guys. And you said those guys are a lot smarter than we are, John. They know what they're doing, and I'm just telling you. I did not see that in the game. Now, I'm not saying they didn't make an effort. They weren't talking to the boys and telling them that, and that's the message that they needed to follow. And maybe they couldn't catch him. And maybe Hedman is even injured that much better. I don't know. I just feel like
go back and watch the third period and show me how many times Hedman had the puck. And it doesn't matter. Anybody would have had the opportunity to check him. Toronto had real good entries. They didn't play a dump and chase game.
No, we didn't. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. You especially when you got down 2, right? You're not gonna
play that game. Yeah.
It over. So I would say the 2 times Aston Reese missed him. What might have been the only opportunities we had to get him in the third period. We had the puck. We went in when the puck came out. It was either chipped out of a scramble. Right when there's 3 or 4 guys in there, nobody's going to come in and run them then, right?
But do you not target him then, John? Like, do you not think if it was John Cooper that he sent in and it was Morgan Riley that was hurt? Do you not think he's sending Maroon and Perry over the boards and saying, doesn't matter what happens, finish your check against them?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm just saying though. Like I'm just saying, as a difference between coaching styles.
Yeah, but he might have wanted them to do that, but they had the puck, John. Look at the shifts. They had the puck. They had Tampa pinned that half that third period, right? And you don't get an opportunity to hit a guy when you're in the zone moving the puck.
I mean, fair point. Yeah, it's fair. I suppose it's fair. Listen, I suppose it's fair. Like I'm just saying, I didn't see that tonight. I would have liked to have seen more of it, and I didn't see enough of it.
Well, I mean, they got to play him harder for sure. I mean, I think Victor Hedman was the difference tonight.
I agree.
There was a lot of real good
besides Vasilevsky.
Elite. Like, listen, their two elite players played elite tonight and won them the game.
And not to get off topic, but Johnny Mac, I want to ask you, like, overall, Aston Reese the worst leave on the team tonight?
Yeah.
Who picked him to score the game winner? That was a brutal call. What a brutal call that was.
I was kind of looking at that roster, and this morning when they put out the list, and he would have been the guy that Bunce would have gone in for me.
And now he's
it's evident he has to go in, right?
Yeah.
Like, Lafferty's been good. He hasn't been making the stupid mistake.
Yeah,
he's made a few small ones, but nothing.
You know what? I thought Lafferty played really well tonight. To be honest, I thought Lafferty had maybe his best game of the series tonight.
I don't think Lafferty played. I bet I'm gonna just look it up now. I bet you Lafferty played 7 minutes tops.
Yeah, I agree. But Aston Reese didn't play that much either. But
I think it was 4.5 minutes going into the third period. They said,
yeah, it was. But Aston Reese and Lafferty.
Yeah, Lafferty 6.25. Aston Reese just under 6.
But Aston Reese and Lafferty, if they're having a good game, you're not seeing them on the ice.
Yeah.
Agreed. No, agreed.
So
Nyes only played 9:45.
He was out for a bit in the second, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, I'm not going to go full doomer right now and say, oh my God, they're going to do the thing again.
Here's something that jumps out at me. Luke Shen only played 13 minutes.
I noticed that. I noticed that Shen wasn't on the ice a lot, and I wasn't happy about it. I didn't like it.
It's a very key thing to do, boys.
And Johnny, you said something that I liked at the end of the game. You said if Maroon and Perry are on the ice, jump them.
Yeah.
And they didn't do fucking anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, it all happened so quick, right? The empty netter, and then they got to commercial, and the next thing you know, the puck's getting dropped. I'm telling you, at this point, I mean, I'm not going to do anything stupid to take a suspension, but my five, Charity's out there, and O'Reilly's out there, and Shen and McCabe, and yeah, absolutely.
I would have lined probably Luke Shen up at him beside him at center. Yeah. And said, we're going. That's it. We're going.
You ran our guy.
Listen, you know, I respect both of you immensely. I don't understand why you're surprised. That is not a Sheldon Keefe style game. Sheldon Keefe does not play that game.
It's not a Sheldon Keefe game.
It is.
The coach doesn't tell you when to fight
anymore. That's a Luke Shen move. It's not.
Yeah, the coach doesn't tell you to fight anymore. You know what? They'd be.
I'm telling you guys, that's not like. Have you seen?
No.
I'm just saying. Have you seen that at any point in time all year? You've never seen that. At the end of game one in this playoff run, when we played Tampa, we were getting our asses kicked, and you, me, and everyone else in Leaf Nation was looking and going, you know what? We can't take this. You got to put the boys on the ice, and you got to let them go out and slam bodies, throw some punches. What happened? We went out with, hey, you know what, guys? Let's play fair and respect ourselves. That's not the Sheldon Keefe style, guys. I'm sorry, man.
It's not a coach.
I'm not surprised. I'm not, like, don't get me wrong. I would love, I promise you, I would have loved to have seen that, but I'm absolutely not surprised that we didn't.
Yeah, I think, I get what you're saying, that it's not up to Sheldon Keefe. If Luke Shen wants to do that, Luke Shen's going to do that, and he's not going to ask Keefe for permission. He's going to go do it. He's going to go line up at center, and if Keefe says something, Shen's going to say, I'm doing this.
So then why didn't he do it then?
I don't know. I can't answer.
All I'm saying is
just happened fast. I think it happened fast. The empty netter went in, and then it was like 5 seconds, and it all, like, I didn't see any kind of, normally at a face-off like that, they're bitching about something or yapping, and
I think
the puck dropped, and that was it.
The refs did it on purpose.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. I would love to have seen it. I think Boston would have done it. I think the Rangers would have done it. I think Colorado would have done it. I think Vegas would have done it. I'm not surprised we didn't. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not surprised. I wish we had of, but I'm not surprised.
But honestly, I'm not even really surprised because at the end of the day, yeah, you can have that mentality. Let's go make a point. I think they want to have the point of let's just go win the series. Who gives a fuck? This game's done. This game's done. Let's go win the series. Which I'm okay with.
School versus old school mentality. Really,
yeah, exactly. There's two different
ways. You're very correct. You're very correct there. That's 100% right.
There's two different ways to look at it. It's either let's go beat the shit out of them. They just beat us bad. Let's just go kick the shit out of them right now, and then we'll take care of business later. The other way to look at it is, all right, we lost this one. It's over. Let's move on. Let's go kick their ass next game.
So let's be clear, though. Brent, if you were the coach, what would you rather have? Would you rather have let's go beat the shit out of the guy in the last period, or would you rather go pack it up and go home?
I can't answer that.
Yes, you can. It's an easy question, man. Yes or no?
I'm so impartial because it can work out either way.
Yeah.
There's two.
And it could fail either way too, right?
Exactly.
You could instigate something at the end of the game, and then one of your key guys breaks his hand.
Yeah, but you don't put your key guys out, though. Your key guys aren't out on that ship.
Some of them. You don't think McCabe's a key guy?
Yeah, but you don't put McCabe out.
Yes, you do.
Luke Schen's a key guy. You put McCabe
and Schenn are on the back end 100%.
So to be clear, so hold on. So we're saying we wouldn't want Schenn to fight, or we would want Schenn to fight. I don't understand what we're saying.
We're saying yes, we would, but it can go wrong.
Okay, so
it could go right, and your way
anything can go wrong too. I'm asking. Right. No, I listen, anything can go wrong. I agree. Somebody can bust a hand, whatever. My question to you guys is, what would you rather have?
Okay.
Would you rather go out with a bang, or would you rather go out with a whimper?
Okay. One, they didn't go out with a whimper no matter what, because they fought at the end of the game, made it a 1-goal game. But at the end of the game.
But that's not what we're talking about.
No, I get it. After thinking about it for the last 2 minutes, I wouldn't want them to fight.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth it. I think it's somewhat irrelevant. Sure, maybe it sends a message. I'd rather see them bury someone shift one game 6, and then fight.
Okay, I'm with that. I can get there with that. Johnny, what do you think?
Yeah, you know what? The old me would have said, jump in the bench and swing sticks and things like that. And that's my first instinct, right? That's how I played the game, and that's how I coached the game.
Yeah, that's my first instinct.
Now that I think about it a little bit, I'm like, you know what? I think a message needed to be sent to specifically Maroon, right, for the hit on Gio. But that message, the only window they had was that 5 seconds. Right, that's the only window they had in this whole game, because you're not going to instigate something until, you know what I mean. And then it almost gets redundant. Is that going to be the right message with 5 seconds left? Right. So and it might have been. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, no, it's a Johnny. That's the thing, right? There's no right answer. There's no right answer there, right? Like I don't know what the right answer is either.
Maybe they address them next game early. To. I don't know. Well, let's see. I think, statistics say, it's going to be tough for Toronto to not go to a game 7 at this point, but that's when you're going to see what they're made of, right? That's when you're going to get a Bunting that's going to be pretty hungry to get in there, right?
Yeah.
And I would go right back to him, Marner, and Matthews. I would go right back to that tomorrow. Well, that line has had the most success.
That's the line that's had the most success for years.
That combination on the Leafs has had the most success in the last 2 years.
Hold on.
By far.
I just want to be clear. Want to be clear here, because the last show that we did before the playoffs.
Yarncroc, I liked them.
Okay, so hold on. So the last show that we did before the playoffs, we were all about the coach matching lines, and he was trying to figure out what was going to go on, and the coach was going to do his voodoo, and we were going to come up with great lines. And in the last month of the season, Yarncroc played on the top line.
Yep.
Bunting was down on the third line and looked less than ordinary.
So did Yarncroc when he was on the third line, though. You put anyone on the first line with Matthews and Marner, they're going to be a 70-point guy.
Well, Bunting isn't a 70-point guy.
He only played with him for
close last year, wasn't he? 62 or something.
He was a 40-point guy this year. I mean, let's not double his point total this year and call him a saint. I'm just saying, when Bunting went out in the first game, right, after 2 periods, and they moved Yarncroc up. Yarncroc scored on the third period. I just don't understand. I feel like we're talking about Keefe as this great line juggler, and now we're talking about now he's benching the guy that was on the third line. He magically moved to the first line, and now we want him back on the first line. I don't understand that.
The thing is at this point, game 6, you have to send a message. So you're putting your best hockey players out there together.
So to be clear, you think Bunting is a better hockey player than Yarncroc?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, fair enough.
Yarncroc's a better goal scorer, but Bunting is the better hockey player.
So who do you? Okay, I'm confused then. So do you not want your better goal scorer on the first line?
Not necessarily.
With your 2 setup guy? Really?
No, Matthews is not a setup guy. I'd rather the guy that can get Matthews the puck, for like no question. But Bunting is the better all-around hockey player. That line is better. They might not score as much, but they're a better line with Bunting there.
Okay. I will respectfully disagree with that one.
Bunting had 63 points last year, and he had 49 this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, the point is, I would go back to what the most success was. You can mix and match this 9, and it doesn't matter that you have depth, right? You're going to have, you're pretty sure you know which 3 guys are on the fourth line, and then you can mix and match that 9 until you find a combination. But I'd put those 3 back together, and then I'd put Nylander on the second line with
JT and
nice.
Well, so then do we agree that the line combinations tonight were a mistake?
No, not a mistake.
That's never a mistake because you can't predict what's going to happen. You know what? They could have had those lines that we're talking about today, and they could have got pounded 8-0. You can't compare today to tomorrow, right?
And you just adjust as you go. But you could have played that hockey game, the hockey game tonight 10 times. Toronto wins probably 7 of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think so. And you know what? I gotta sign off here. But I think we should do this again for another game. That was fun.
I agree. And before you go, missed call on Nyes. You okay with that?
No. Brutal call. Brutal.
The game.
Brutal. High stick should have been called.
I think they got to be at the Board of Governors. They got able that they can challenge a goddamn icing or an offside, right? Yeah, I can challenge and throw my yellow flag or whatever it is on a goalie interference. But when a guy literally has a stick under my guy's visor in front of the referee,
the ref was looking right at it. That was my problem.
Both of them saw it, right? You should be able to go and review that, and same rules. If it's not a penalty and he missed them and I call for the review, I'm short. But they should be able to review that play.
Okay, so
there should be sky referees.
Listen, it's such a tough one, right? I'm pissed off because it went against us. But at the same point in time, and you guys are going to laugh at me. You're going to laugh at me because I'm old school. I feel like you should have to kill somebody in the third period of a playoff game to get a penalty. I'm old school like that.
Stick infraction up to the mouth.
No, but I'm just like again, it went against us. But I can at least get there if you're not going to call anything. You got to let everything go then.
No, that's going to be called. That was called all time. That's
not like one of those ones where it's like
old school when you grab the guy and you reach in and you grab him and you pull him or you can opener or stuff like that. That's the stuff that wasn't called. The high stick's
always called.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pissed that it didn't get called, but I can at least understand it if the whistle goes away.
The whistle wasn't away.
That gets called the other way though.
I agree. Probably does. Yeah, probably does.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's biased. I'm just saying that gets called the other way.
Probably does. You're right.
Like 95% of the time that's getting called, if not more. So, anyways, boys, this was fun.
This was fun. Good job, boys. Game 6.
Yeah, and I'm going to do a game 6. Yeah, Saturday night.
Yeah, I'll be around. Jackson,
all right.
A hockey tournament. Jackson, a tournament rate local here, so that'll work. Yeah.
All righty, sounds good. See you guys Saturday then.
Yep. All right, boys. Have a good one.
Good fellas.